Hey guys, it's Joe Glines from the Automator, and we have another episode of what we automated this week with AutoHotkey. Let me go ahead and switch to the desktop. Here we go. Launch a bunch of stuff here. I'll change my DPI. Launch my webcam reminder. Let me move that thing in place. Actually, you know what? I'm going to move my webcam. Let's put it down here. Well, that's my webcam reminder. Now, oh, hey. Now, I'll move my webcam to there. Because I want to demonstrate something that we were doing here. So, all right, we didn't get as much client work done as usual because Isaiah was off for some reasons. But there's some feedback, Jeff stuff. Again, I'll skip all that for now. Change zoom icons. I talked about that last week. Start menu shortcut. Start menu. Oh, this is one I just played with this morning. Now, those of you who've been watching my videos for a while, let me move this over a little bit so it's a little more easier to understand here. This is my quick launch folder, which is a folder I can click any one of these and it will launch that program. Down here, I have shortcuts to folders. These are shortcuts to like apps. And then I have, this is my system tray with running tools, right? So these are things that are running. And what I realized was I had a lot of stuff that I used fairly often, but not incredible. I wanted it to be convenient, but I didn't want this to be so big. So I created a tool, so when I run this, I click this, it will show me a list of the other items, right? So these are other shortcuts to things. And if you just drag a folder there, it would open the folder, then I'd have to go and double click on the thing. But what I did was I created an AutoHotkey script that looks at another folder, and I can click this open folder. Let me bring this over. This is where I put the shortcuts. So I put the shortcuts in here, and now I can click this, and it does take a second to load, but then I can click it. This actually, it's broken at the moment. Let me see here. We'll launch Fiddler. Fine. So it launches it for me with one click. So it allowed me to still have, reduce the amount of clicks. I'll close that guy. But still have it very, very convenient. And I'll change the icon on that. And at some point, if you guys are interested, let me know. I'll make a shortcut to it. And of course, I could have two of these and have folders like, oh, here are your browsers, here are your editors. Because right now I have Site and VS Code and Cursor. I no longer have Studio up there, but I used to, and Notepad. All four of those, I could probably have a folder called Editors, and that way I'm not taking up 4 big spots here. But I really like that little cool tool, so I did that. The other thing, my startup clock here, I don't know if you guys have run into this, but when you go to restart your computer, sometimes, and I don't know why, but this startup clock button, this is the startup clock, so I just have it where I can click it and it brings up my start menu, but I have the clock here, so I don't waste all my space here. It will say, hey, I'll get a warning from Windows saying, we can't exit out of this program. Are you sure you want to restart? And it was really annoying. So I used, of course, AI, and let me pull up, I think I was in Cursor editing it. And there's a line of code, which I'll try to remember to put into the chat here. It's a DLL call right here. This shutdown priority to high is the way I understand this. I haven't had a chance to talk to Isaiah about it. But you put this at the beginning of your script, and when your computer sends a call to shut down, it shuts down instantly. And so that fixed it for this program. I don't know if you guys have run into that issue, but let me know, comment in here if you want that code. But I was glad now when I go to reboot, because I'll hit reboot and then I'll go do something. I come back and it's sitting here. Are you sure you want to reboot? And that drives me nuts. So yeah, that was a nice little one I did. We're making some updates to our AI transcribe and summarize. I thought of another little change I want to make to that. It's one of my favorite tools. Clipster, I'll demo this maybe next week. Well, I don't know when Isaiah will be back. I was showing to a client how you can use Prompt Assistant to send pictures or to send HTML text. And There's a little minor tweak in Prompt Assistant I want to make before I share that, so I think I'll demo that later. But if you understand the Clipster library, go check it out. It's not too difficult to figure out, or you can use it in almost anything. But in Prompt Assistant, we can run AutoHotkey code, and so that's how I did that. Click to list. This gets people who've clicked our emails and adds them to specific lists on our websites. I also built what I realized when I lost my computer like 2 months ago, I had to reformat my computer. Well, my stuff that was in my task scheduler wasn't running every day. So this script and another script I have were not running. So just yesterday I recorded a video, I'll share it here in a bit, on how to add scripts to task scheduler, because it's not as easy as you would think. It's not crazy difficult, but there's a little gotcha. And so I walk through how to do that. This quick desktop record, let me double click this, I'll launch it. Really, really cool tool. We haven't made this available yet, but you can come into preferences, change your microphone. Right now it's using my current microphone. I thought it would normally be adjusting, showing that I'm talking. Maybe because I'm recording in OBS, it's not actively showing that. But you can choose your format, frames per second. Now you can adjust your hotkeys if you want to change those. But I can either hit the hotkey or I can just hit here, hit start, and it tells me 3, 2, 1. Okay, now it's recording. So it's recording what I'm saying here in the screen. Record your default monitor, and then I can hit stop, and I'm done. And it recorded it. Now it's going to ask me, do you want to see that? Do you want to run that file right now? I'm going to say no. But the path that file's on my clipboard. So I could then share it with somebody very easily. So it's a really, really cool tool. We're using FFmpeg for that. I'm loving it. Get wave in. This was, I think, just working with a quick desktop record. We did a little update to our Fiddler converter. So, boy, that's a long one. We have a video on it, but it allows us to look at API calls done in Fiddler and to adapt them to AutoHotkey code. It basically writes your AutoHotkey code for you. Let me exit out of this guy. So that's really cool. A hero member, Nick, mentioned that it wasn't doing what he thought it should be doing, and so we made a little update to that. The DPI Changer. This is actually a library we made available. And actually, we didn't make it available, now I think about it, because it turns out it was straight up Descolada's library, and I didn't want to be selling that. And I don't want to have anything for free. I could put a pretty link up to where you can go find that. Now, our FFmpeg library, that one we made available for download, and you can build your own tools using our FFmpeg library. So that one is available for purchase now, and it helps do a lot of the stuff that you might want to do. Our triggers class, or preferences class, that's now available. We're going to make a better video on how to use that, but basically when you saw in the quick desktop record, so this guy, so when we look at the preferences, so these options here, like if I choose mouse, so this window and these preferences, and when you look at it down here where it's running, if I right click and it shows you these hotkeys here, that's all taken care of basically automatically for you. So it makes it really easy to let people choose their hotkeys or hot strings or a mouse click in order to trigger certain things. And so we'll make a really good video documenting how to use it, but it's not done. The class isn't done, but we've been working on it for at least 1.5 years, maybe longer. We've been on a long time, and I finally just told Urfian, let's just get a beta version out there because it's really cool, and we've just been sitting on it. We did a video during the hero call. A hero member was wanting to learn the XML class and have a V2 version of it. So I used Claude or Grok or both to convert Maestreus V1 script to V2, and then we did a video and Isaias was walking through how to use it. So you can look for that video. We did that. It should be released by now, maybe. But that XML is amazing way to store your data. We also have a video talking about, let's see, in that video we talk about storing your data with an ini file, which is plain text, I think, with JSON, with XML, SQLite, and MySQL, if I remember right, and the pros and cons of all of those approaches. It's probably an hour-long video because it's a really, there's a lot of reasons why you choose one over the other. This is the other one I mentioned of the add to list that we updated. Here's the button clock that I just showed you up there. I also just changed the font so it's a little bit smaller so it fits in there better. That, of course, this thing only really matters if you're putting your taskbar on the side here like this. If you're putting it down below, it doesn't really show up well. So don't go looking for that script unless you're putting your taskbar on the top and bottom like I do on the side. Flip text for teleprompter. This one, it's a cool script. So you run it. You put in your text here. Let's just pretend this is my text. When I hit save, it will invert it. And you have this scroll bar here where you can control the size. So if you're using a teleprompter, it needs to be reversed and from right to left instead of left to right. And that's what this script does, which is really, really cool. I was talking to a buddy, AJ, that he uses OBS to do that, but he has some other advanced stuff that he does with it, so it didn't quite solve his problem, but it is a cool little script. On my dashboard, this is just stuff for our dashboard for the website, and it looks like this was the one that was missing from one of our files. So very quick overview. Like I said, we didn't get a lot done this week as Ace was out, and that put more work on Irfan, and then he took some time off too. Everyone's taking time. And my family's been gone for 8 days now, and I'm on my own vacation because they're out of town. So anyway, hopefully you learned something here, and if you like that, please like the video. It really helps me out. Have a great day. We look forward to seeing you. Cheers.